for all of us. And some of you might have missed important information on this test. So let me give you some comprehensive introduction of what the exam is about and how that will be held. And I would say that the most important thing is that you need to have an environment, internet environment, a very stable and reliable connection, because you have to be connected to eClass site and the WebEx at the same time. So you need to have the equipment necessary. You need to have good connection because it's very difficult to repeat the exam. So please let me remind you that you need to have a place which is very secure and reliable for the exam. The exam will be held for 40 or 45 minutes, depending on how many questions you will have, because I haven't finished writing up the questions. It starts at 3 o'clock on May 4th, and it will end either at 3:40 or 45. I will announce that in 1 or 2 weeks, so you will know in advance. Okay, so good internet connection, that's very important. And when you are participating in this WebEx, the purpose is, I'm sorry, but I will be closely monitoring your exam taking. I think it's my responsibility to give you fair grades, and I'll try my best. So because I will have to monitor your exam taking, please turn on your cameras while turning off your mics. Okay, that's very important. And please do not use any other background than the real background of your own, okay? So please do not, you can do that during classes for any reason that you have, but please do not have blur function on your screen, so that I can see the background in the WebEx monitor. Please don't use any artificial background. So that's important. And a student from another section asked me this question. The viewing of the camera, it should be something like this, so that I can see you while you take the exam. Okay, if you have any question about this, you can ask after I go through this point on the exam. There will be 25 to 30 questions in all, and which you will answer in 40 to 45 minutes. I will finalize it soon. And the question will appear on your screen, whether it's on your mobile phone or your notebook. The questions will appear on your screen one by one after another, not everything on the screen. So after you answer one question, you can move on to another question. Okay, your grades will be posted at about 5 p.m., a little more than 1 hour after the exam is finished. And the exam will cover the first 6 chapters of our textbook, and it will include everything that we have been doing in this class, which means my lecture based on the PowerPoint slides, the textbook, the videos. What will not be directly reflected or incorporated is the contents of third hour discussion. I intentionally tried not to make any important announcement during the third hour, so those will not be on the test. Of course, ideally, I hope that participating in the discussion deepened your understanding of the subject matter. So it would eventually be quite helpful, but I will not be asking particular specific points raised in the discussion session. I guess that's about all I prepared for this introduction of the test. Do you have any question regarding the midterm test? I see Lena Maria. Yeah, please.
Yeah, about the questions, you said they would appear one by one. I've never really had an exam like that with the E-class system. So are we able to go back to another question when we like already moved on, like to rewrite something in our answers?
Yeah, this is quite new to me as well. So I asked the university administration exactly the same question. I got the answer that you can go back. You can go back to the previous ones, but the questions will appear one by one. Sorry that I don't have any experience of exam taking in this kind, and I cannot really, have the experience. So I don't really, I can't really tell you what exactly will be like. But my understanding is the questions will appear one after another, and you can go back later. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can correct. You can correct your own answer if it's necessary.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other question? Oh, I see. Kim Jae-won. Yes, please.
Will the questions be multiple choice and writing mixed?
Actually, all the questions will be multiple choice questions. And a very important thing, it's open book exam. So using any notes or your textbook, anything will be okay. But one thing that is prohibited is collaboration with other students or someone else. You should work on your own. That is why I have to monitor the exam. So that's strictly prohibited, but using whatever sources is allowed. But as I said, I think last week, there will be no time to watch the video again. So you have to take notes when you watch the video. I will not be asking detailed factual questions on videos, but you should remember what's it about, why we watched it, and so forth. All of the questions, multiple choice, and the number of choices are mostly four. Mostly four. And you will be asked to choose one out of four, for example. Yeah, there might be some different numbers of choices depending on the questions, but you should expect that most of the questions will have four choices. And the questions will have different weight from 1 to 3, depending on how complicated or how simple and easy I think those questions are. So some questions will have only 1 point. Other questions might have 2 or 3, up to 3. And there will be no partial grades because it's multiple choice. So no partial grade. Any other question?
Yes, I have one. So is it
Okay.
going to be a multiple choice or single choice? Because you just said that only one of the 4 or 5, how many questions there are, is going to be correct.
when I said multiple choice, you are supposed to choose the answer from multiple answers, like 4. You are supposed to choose one answer out
Okay,
of
thank you.
the choices that I give you.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Anything else? Okay, I hope everything's clear, but if you have further questions, you can use the eClass question and answer board or chatting window during class. Okay, so can we move on to the next agenda in today's class, which is chapter 5. Let me share the PowerPoint slides.